This is the AT&T impression, also known as the Samsung SGH-A877 disassembly instructional video, brought to you by cellulardr.com. The following tools are required for this repair: 000 Phillips screwdriver and plastic prying tool. Begin by removing the battery door, battery, SIM card, and the memory card. Using the small Phillips screwdriver, remove the 6 screws from the back of the phone. Using the plastic prying tool, carefully slide and twist all around the back of the phone, separating and removing the back housing. It is normal for the plastic to make some cracking noises as you are unsnapping and separating the two pieces, but be very careful not to press the prying tool too far in, damaging the internal components of the phone. Most of the side buttons will fall out during this process, so be sure to keep track of them and save them for reassembly. Using the prying tool, lift up and gently detach the small black coax cable. Do the same for the larger flex cable to the left. Also, go ahead and detach the vibrator from the board by prying it out. Now, using the prying tool, gently lift up the motherboard halfway and very carefully disconnect the flex cable underneath the motherboard. Now, using the prying tool, carefully detach the loudspeaker and the ringer assembly by lifting the connector out of the socket. Do the same for the vibration motor. Flip over the motherboard and remove the camera assembly by lifting and detaching the flex cable. Using the small Phillips screwdriver, remove the screw holding the antenna assembly. Once the screw is removed, go ahead and lift out the antenna along with the thin black coax cable. Now we are going to remove the silver back plate, which has the QWERTY keyboard mylar attached to it. Start by removing the 8 screws holding the back plate in place. The black piece shown is the microphone cover, which fits underneath the antenna and covers the microphone. Be sure to save it for reassembly. Using the plastic prying tool, carefully remove the silver back plate, making sure you don't damage the flex cables. Using the small Phillips screwdriver, remove the screw holding down the flex cable to the keypad housing. Now, using the prying tool, disengage the flex cable from the housing. Do not attempt to remove it just yet. Now, using the small Phillips screwdriver, remove the 2 screws below the flex cable. Once the screws are removed, simply lift out the keypad housing and carefully direct the flex cable through the hole. Using a small Phillips screwdriver, remove the 5 screws holding down the slide assembly to the back of the LCD assembly. Using the plastic prying tool, carefully slide and twist all around the slide assembly, separating it from the front housing. Once the slide is loosened from the front housing, go ahead and move the silver slide down near the flex cable and carefully lift the slide assembly out while directing the flex cable through the hole. Using the prying tool, remove the blue tape securing the flex cable to the back of the LCD screen. Once the tape is removed, using the prying tool, lift and unlock the latch and gently slide out the flex cable. Using the prying tool, disengage and unlock the small latch holding down the touchscreen digitizer flex cable and carefully slide the cable out. In this particular illustration, the touchscreen digitizer flex cable was already torn, so we must go ahead and replace the digitizer. Use the prying tool once again to disengage and unlock the other small latch holding the earpiece speaker flex cable and carefully slide out the flex cable. Before completely removing the earpiece speaker, using the small Phillips screwdriver, remove the screw holding the speaker down. Now you can remove the earpiece speaker assembly. On the lower side of the phone, using the prying tool, unlock the small latch on the back of the navigation keypad PCB board and carefully slide out the flex cable. Now you can simply lift out the front navigation PCB board. The LCD screen should now easily come out by simply turning the faceplate over. Now we are ready to remove the touchscreen digitizer from the front housing. Using a heat gun on low setting, heat around the edge of the front screen for 10 seconds. This will help the adhesive loosen up so that you can remove the touchscreen digitizer without damaging the faceplate. Go ahead and flip the faceplate over and heat the back for about 5 seconds, and flip it over once more and heat the front for another 5 to 10 seconds. Now that the adhesive is loose, you should be able to simply push out the touchscreen digitizer from the inside. If it does not come out easily, you can use a little more force or simply heat it up a little more and try it again. One very important note when replacing the touchscreen digitizer. There is a very small black gasket with 2 holes in it attached to the inside of the digitizer. It is vital that you remove this from the old digitizer and place it on the new one. Otherwise, your LCD and touchscreen will not operate properly. This concludes the disassembly of the AT&T impression, also known as the Samsung SGH-A877. Purchase your parts at cellulardr.com. Thank you for watching.